All right, let me get you set up there. Okay, so I'll tell you what, guys. I'm going to start out by saying today was one of those perfect days. When I mean perfect, I mean plan A worked out, and it worked out just like I had dreamed. And we don't always get that as traders, right? So, like when you're trading, you have like a plan A, B, and C. And then when the market opens, you let the market do what it wants to do, and then you react accordingly. And in this situation, everything that I thought was going to happen happened, and it was just one of those beautiful days. I'll put the results up there. It's just one of those easy days. You don't get those very often, so I really like to appreciate those. Now, before I start as well, you guys need some help. I trade every day live on screen. I explain exactly to the members of the room what I'm explaining to you right now, so feel free, click on the link, start trading with us. So here's where I left off at Market Mutterings, and we're going to talk about what we're going to do from here. I talked about this range to the upside, which was 263, 264 area. That was about 3-4 days there. We hit that top towards the high 262s, 263s, and got rejected. Now, we finished off the week with some selling, but we were able to hold this shorter term base of the mid 243. So that range between 243 and the 260s, that was the range that you're working with, albeit that's really, really wide. But my thought last night was the closer that you got into that support down here, you should be more inclined to buy and more inclined to sell up here towards the top. Now, one thing that traders, when you guys are trying to do technical analysis and you're trying to maximize your profits, your portfolio, and your business, it really makes a difference where you buy and where you sell. Because we've all had a problem at one point in our careers of selling something too soon, not focusing on the target. And to me, this is a big problem because you're doing all this donkey work, you're doing all of this studying, you're doing all this research, you're putting all this time in, and then you finally get this good trade. Why would you sell it early? If everything is lining up according to your technical analysis, why would you sell early? You don't, because this could be the trade that makes a difference in your day, month, week, year, who knows. So anyway, let me kind of run you through what happened here today. And it'll work this way for any stock. Like I said, I'm trading mainly futures on the SPY right now because it just is an easier read for me. When things change, we'll start taking a look at individual stocks. But one thing that happened that I didn't like was this huge gap up. We saw that last night. So when you see something like that, this gap up was at about 256, and that sticks us at the middle of the chart, which is not the best place to be. So when you look at something like that first thing in the morning, what you're trying to focus on is whether those early levels are able to hold. Because if they are, the chances are that people are wanting to buy this rally. So what we're talking about here is you simply just draw a line right from the bases of the pre-market, this little gray area right here at the chart. For those that have Thinkorswim, this is pre and post market trading. So you had this big rip last night. For the most part, it held up through 257, let's say, 257 all morning long. And if you kind of look here real quick, right from the open, what it does is it just starts to sell just a little bit, throws in a nice little red bar, but it comes right down into support. I call these sucker bars because it just likes to get, it just wants to mess with you just enough to get you off of your game. And that's what it did here. So what happens here is it just bounces. I already had an overnight position that I had sold, but once we saw some green here, got long roughly right around this spot. And the reason I do that is because the risk to reward is so good. Because if you're wrong on that trade, you're just basically stopping out right underneath it here, which you're not giving up very much. What are you giving up? Maybe 30 cents, 40 cents or something like that. And again, that's how you make money in the stock market. It's not always about winning and losing. That's nice, but it's more about risk versus reward. You want to always be in the best position that you can be with every stock trade that you make. And then you want to let it run. Now, once this thing started to move, obviously, we're looking for the tops of pre-market. If you're able to break above the top of pre-market with authority, in this case it did, and I think that was like 250, let's see, 258.79, let's say just 259. If you were able to get through there, then the theory, and again, I say this all the time, and it's important for you guys that are struggling with the chart thing. It's easy to get off your game, I understand. The theory behind technical analysis is stocks just don't randomly trade. They trade from one level to another level, right? That's exactly what they do, one level to the next level. So once that 259 gets taken out, for all intents and purposes, nothing's perfect in the stock market, but the highest percentage will tell you that it should by all means trade to that next level. So when you're a trader and you're looking at that, you say, what is that next level? That next level is the 262s. That's the resistance. So that's what you're looking for as a trader. Can I get 262? And as I'm doing this, there's still time in the day. Look where this thing is slowing up in the 262. So it's not a science. It's just sometimes you got to clear your mind, take a look at your charts, and let them work. So it didn't do that all at once. You know, it broke out of the 259s, pulled back. This little gray line I have here is VWAP, if you guys wanted to know. Then it just kind of runs right back up to the top there. Now, this is a rough time to buy because range-wise, you're already up at resistance. We don't know how this market's going to close right now as I'm doing this. So there's a lot of unknowns. So now let's talk about tomorrow, because what's done today is done. We're only as good as our last trade, so we got to make another one tomorrow. Where do I see this? What do I think about this? Well, you've got a couple of issues here that you want to take a look at tomorrow. We are spending a lot of time up around this 260, 263 level. 262, let's just say 262, 263s. We're spending an awful lot of time in that spot. Now, you might get, I'll give you a couple of different scenarios how I look at it, and you take it from there. The worst thing I'd want to see is a late day ramp that runs us to 265, 267, because to me, that's going to ruin the potential value for tomorrow because you run up so much in one day. I feel that anything that you would buy tomorrow based off of that would be not as attractive if you were to just kind of stay right here where it is. That would be ideal. So you might get this late day run. Actually, what would be even better if you pulled back a little bit off of this and we closed a little bit lower around 260s, 259s going into tomorrow to give us room and space. So the next thing you got to look at is if we move through this 263 tomorrow, that you don't have any resistance till about 272s, and that's the highs. I don't know what day this is. I got to kind of scoot my head back. I'm sorry. It's like 313, March 13th. March 13th high is the next day I would look. There's a small little gap in between those days there. I would look for that to get challenged. So I would be looking at 272. So that's $10 away. I mean, that's a hell of a trade if that works. The thing is, how is it going to do that tomorrow? Are you going to gap above it? So if we gap above it or we run solid before the market is over today, I would have to be very cautious about that. I would need intraday levels like today when you get gap ups, like that 259, not the 259, excuse me. I would need to work off of these shorter term levels to give me confidence that the market wants to support that. Again, that's not my favorite type of trade because I want max alpha. And I want to look for that thing to make the biggest move. So if that happens, I definitely want to try to grab some pre-market levels and try to work off of those. And that goes for any stock you guys are trading. You know, when you're doing a gap up, you've got to go right back to the early pre-markets and start working from those levels first. They're going to be a little bit more inconsistent because they're so near term, but that's what you need to do. But I think if that move can stick, to make this short and sweet, if that move can stick, that you're probably going to see that trade a little bit higher. If not, it's probably going to be a choppy day. I don't see it right now, but that doesn't mean it won't happen, that you're going to end up just giving all of this back tomorrow. We shall see, but I think the biggest chunk, the lion's share, has been taken. The meat's been stripped from the bone here today, and we're going to need a little bit of digestion and some more data to come through to make that next setup. Now, I want to give you some individual names that you might want to look at that have some pretty good setups, because sometimes the market does what it wants, but there's some other undervalued stocks or some stocks that are positioned to make some serious moves. So we're going to talk about those now. Some of these you heard before because I talked about them yesterday, but I want to go through these here real quick. I'm going to look at King Baba. And I take every Market Mutterings, I talk about Baba. I should just get a Baba tattoo or something, right? Baba. Look at the daily down bottom. God, this is about the nicest set that you're going to see. I mean, this is just extraordinary. Baba. I mean, that is hot. That is hot right there. Again, I don't want it to break out today. So if you're watching this before the market closed, don't buy this now. Wait till tomorrow. Stay right here. Move us through that 190. I'm telling you, if this thing busts 197 tomorrow, if we can get in it before 197, the market's stable. We're moving in a nice consistent trend. This thing goes through 197. We will be at $200 tomorrow. So I look at it as every dollar that this thing chews away right now today is taking away that 200 run for me. So stay here, Baba. Watch that triple top. This is a daily triple top range break. Actually, it's a quadruple top. You're going all the way back here to March. March. This is huge. And you're free and clear to 207 over the next couple of days. This is a hell of a chart. Love it. Love that one. Baba. King Baba. AMD is another one we're going to look at. Same thing. Oh, I typed in the wrong ticker. AMD. I mean, not as nice as Baba, obviously, but not bad. You've got some room on this to move you up towards, let's see, 4860s. Yeah, 4860s. 4860s. So you got a little bit of space in that one. Not as nice as Baba, but it's okay. Let's see. I'll tell you another one here. I want to put this one on the list. Docu. A lot of mutter going on about this Docu. For a swing trade, I'm not so interested in it just yet. I think there was a better time to buy it than there is today. It's a messy looking chart a little bit over here. But overall, this thing has been a big performer lately. I mean, look, it was just like $69 the other day. This is a bullish stock. What I want to do is buy dips on this stock. That's what I'm looking to do. Now, when I say buy dips and I'm talking about day trading, maybe I change my mind. It'll slow down a little bit and give me a good entry for a swing trade. But where it sits right now, I'm not saying it won't work. I'm just saying I'm not interested in it for what I do. If that's what you do, that's what you do, but for what I do right now. But here's what I'm thinking. Anytime it pulls back and holds a piece of support, I want to buy it. Now, I'm not going to buy it when it's plus 9 or 10 on the day, but like today, you get a little pivot. You get an area like right here where you can put a stop in. You get a little green. You put an order. You buy some, put a stop here, and then you might catch one of these big runs. And the thing is, when these stocks go through momentum and they're constantly getting accumulated, I talked about this one time, was the money cycle. When they get accumulated and you're going through these accumulation cycles, these stocks continue to trend higher. The dips continue to get consumed, and this is another one. Just like a Peloton. They're just getting bought up every chance it gets. This one has a hell of a lot more range than Peloton. So keep this one on the list. You got Lulu that looks kind of the same. The issue I have with Lulu for day trading is liquidity. Sometimes the liquidity is bad on it, but the same thing. I mean, look at this. Look at these daily charts. They're all kind of flagging at Lulu. Baba's the best one I'm looking at here as far as the daily chart is concerned. If you get that breakthrough there, man, that thing's got 200 written all over it. I don't know why it wouldn't do that at an emotional level. I don't know why it wouldn't do that emotional level, man. 200. So, in a recap, we're in a peculiar spot. I would like to see the market stay right here where it is and not move any further. Just stay right here. Give us a chance. Don't gap up tomorrow. Give us a chance. Maybe a tiny bit of red. And pow, shoot up. We're in it. And let's get that 272 on the spot. Same thing with Baba. Just stay right here. Don't do anything stupid. Sideways straight. Not you guys. I'm talking about Baba. Don't do anything stupid, Baba. And then shoot up. So I'm leaning over here. Like if I'm bullish or bearish right now, let's say this is the bullish side. This is the bearish side. I'm like right here. Okay. I know some people are way over here. I'm just right here. I just need a nudge. I need a couple more things to let me know that we're ready for that next move. I'm just right here. Okay. Right here. But tomorrow, I might be all the way over here. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed Market Mutterings. One thing I want to mention, I'm working with only an action camera right now because my other one broke. I ordered a new one. We'll talk about that when it comes in. Beautiful day today. Beautiful day today. Great start to the week. If you need help, you know where I'm at. Don't just sit there and trade alone. I know half of you are quarantined. Just come visit us. The link is on the screen. As always, thanks for watching this edition of Market Mutterings. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. Let's do this together. I'm interested in hearing your ideas. I need to hear your ideas because I don't always have good ones, man. So, hope I see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Trade them well. If you need me, reach out. Support at thelincolnlist.com. See you then.